Hello, welcome to this session on must-do sets for CAT LRDI preparation. Whether you have just started or you're trying to put finishing touches to your CAT preparation, these are sets which you should not be missing on your journey. Now, today we'll be looking at mixed bag questions. Now, these are questions from all areas of LRDI. These are again relevant sets. We have handpicked them. I would suggest take these questions as a sectional test. The link for these tests are available in the description of this video. Please take this as a sectional test because it will enhance your skills of picking between 5 sets or 6 sets or something like that. Choosing between easy set or a difficult set or sets which you like and sets which you don't like is the most important skill and the most determining factor on succeeding in the LRDI section. How well you can judge sets, how well you can leave sets will decide how well you actually end up scoring in the LRDI section. If you are running short of time, obviously you can skip to the relevant sets. Each of the videos which you'll be releasing will have links available in the description where if you click on it, you can skip to the relevant set. So very interesting set, not difficult. It's a moderate level difficulty, but it'll take some amount of working to solve this. Let's see what this is. The CEO of Pocket Launcher, PL, was looking at the latest salary reports of his CAT trainers. PL employs 136 trainers and each of these trainers teach one or more of the 3 areas in the CAT exam: verbal ability and reading comprehension, VARC, logical reasoning and data interpretation, LRDI, and quantitative ability, QA. The trainers teaching exactly 2 of the 3 areas is 100. Trainers teaching exactly 1 of the test areas is 5 times the number of teaching all 3 areas. So this looks like a Venn diagram sort of a set, and let's see how determinable it is. It says how many trainers teach, how many trainers teach LRDI and QA only, what is the average annual salary of the trainers who teach all 3 areas, average salaries of the teachers training only. Okay, so there is some additional information here. The other 3 seem to be directly solvable, and it looks like a 3 variable Venn diagram. Okay, so let's draw a diagram and work it out. Total is 136. You have VARC, LRDI, QA. Everyone teaches at least one subject. So A will be teaching only VARC, B will teach VARC, LRDI, not QA, C only LRDI, and so on. Okay, so let's see what is given to us. Okay, the trainers teaching exactly 2 of the 3 areas is 100. Exactly 2 test areas is 100, and total is 136 people. This is B plus D plus F. Okay, the trainers teaching exactly 1 area is 5 times the number of trainers teaching all the 3 areas. Okay, 1 area is ACG. That is 5 times those who teach only 1. That's E. Now out of 136, 100 is gone. So the balance 36 will be split in the ratio 5:1. 36 split in the ratio 5:1. So this should be 30 and this should be 6. So E is equal to 6. Okay, now let's proceed further. Of the trainers teaching exactly 2 areas, those teaching LRDI and QA, exactly 2 areas, that's BDF. You're talking only about BDF. Exactly LRDI and QA, that's D. D is 1 less than twice those who teach VARC in LRDI. Is 2B minus 1. 1 less than twice this area. Right. Of the trainers who teach only 1 test area. Okay, so that is ACG. Those teaching QA are 2 more than those teaching VARC. So G is A plus 2. And 2 less than those teaching LRDI. C will be G plus 2, which is A plus 4. So if I add this, ACG adds up to 30. That will be A plus 2 plus A plus 4 plus A will be equal to 30. So you'll get 3A plus 6 equals 30. So A should be 24 divided by 3. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So C should be equal to 12 and G should be equal to 10. Okay, so I've summarized what we have till now. Okay, the last statement which was left over was the number of teachers training QA. QA is this G, D, D, E, F, G. That is 23 more than those training VARC. That's A, B, E, F. Okay, so E, F are gone, E, F are gone. So A is 8, G is 10. Okay, so if you take this out, that is 21. So you know D equals 21 plus B. And we also know D equals 2B minus 1. So 2B minus 1 equals 21 plus B. So this gives B equals 22. So D will be twice into 22 minus 1. 22 into 2 is 44, minus 1 is 43. And we also know B plus D plus F equals 100. So that is 65. So this should be 35. Okay, so we have all the values over here. Let's go and try to solve the questions one by one. Summarize this. Let's see. How many trainers teach LRDI? LRDI will be this total. That's 34, 40, 83. So 83. Question number 2. How many train LRDI and QA only? LRDI and QA only will be 43. So question number 3 asks, what is the average annual salary of trainers who teach all 3 test areas? So you can use a calculator for this. So we have 30 people getting 12 lakhs, 100 people getting on an average 17 lakhs. We don't know how much do 6 people get, and 136 people eventually getting 16.25. So if you take the total, so it'll be this times this. Similarly, I can do this also. So the total for all the 3 areas will be 2210 minus 360 minus 1700. That's 150. So it should come out to 150 divided by 6. That should be 25. You can verify. 25 lakhs is your correct answer. And the last one, if the average salaries of teachers teaching only VARC, only LRDI and only QA are in the ratio 2:2:5, what is the average salary of those who teach LRDI only? Now we are looking at only one area, right? So the total salary will be, they are in the overall average is 12, right? If I take it in the ratio 2:2:5, the split is 8, 12, 10. So 8 people get 2x salaries, 12 people get another 2x salaries, and 10 people get 5x salaries. Overall average will be this divided by 30 people. This average will be 16 plus 24, that's 40 plus 50 is 90x. So it will be 90x divided by 30. This is 3x. 3x is equal to 12. So x should be 4 lakhs. So question is, what is the average salary of teachers who teach LRDI only? LRDI only is 2x. So 2 into 4, 8 lakhs is your average salary. Okay. A reasonably straightforward set. You had to be just patient to fill out the various regions. Not too difficult, a moderate level question. In an exam situation, should take you about 10, max 12 minutes. A definitely must do set. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on the notifications button so that you are notified when we are releasing our next set of videos. Please do like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. If you want to connect with us, you can connect with us through WhatsApp and Telegram as well. All the relevant links are available in the description of this particular video. A high security research lab requires researchers to set a passkey sequence based on the scan of 5 fingers. When an employee first joins the lab, her fingers are scanned in any order of her choice, and when she wants to re-enter the facility, she has to scan the 5 fingers in the same sequence. So if my sequence entered is A, B, C, D, E, I have to enter the same sequence A, B, C, D, E. Not only should I enter the 5 fingers, I should also enter it in this sequence. The lab authorities are considering some relaxations of the scan order requirement, since it has been observed that some employees are often get locked out because they forgot the sequence. Okay, so people don't recollect the exact sequence in which they entered, so they get locked out. So they are looking at some relaxations. Okay, for all these questions, these are the guidelines, abbreviations. T refers to thumb, I refers to index finger, M refers to middle finger, R to ring, and L to the little finger. Okay, so let's see what the question says. The first one says the lab has decided to allow a variation in the sequence of scans of the 5 so that at most 2 scans out of 5 are out of place. For example, if the original sequence is TMIRL, then TLMRI is also allowed. Now, between this and this, L and I have interchanged their places. They are out of sequence, right? But the other 3 are in sequence. So it is allowed, but TMRLI is not. So thumb and only thumb is in the right place. Middle, ring, little, and index, they are all interchanged. So this is not allowed. Okay, so at most 2 are out of place. How many different sequences of scans are allowed for any given person's original scan? So let's try A, B, C, D, E. Okay. So it says at most 2 out of 5 scans can be out of place. 2 out of 5 scans can be out of place. Okay, so you can have 0 scans out of place, 1 scan out of place, 2 scans out of place. Now, if 0 scan is out of place, which means you enter the exact same sequence as the original one. That is only one possible way, which is the original one. Only one is out of place. Now, 1 is not possible because the moment you change the position of B, somebody else's position will also change. Either A's position will change, or C's position will change, D's position will change, or E's position will change. Okay, so if you know from your derangement principles, okay, you cannot have derangement of just one object, right? You will have to mess up 2 objects, right? So with 1, there will be no such possibility. And the maximum case is 2. So you interchange 2 possible cases. For example, A, B, C, D, E can become A, C, B, D, E. C and B have interchanged. So you'll have to interchange 2 positions between themselves, and that is still go through. Now, how many ways to interchange 2 out of 5? So select those 2 values. So select 2 values out of 5. That will be 5C2, or 10 ways. Okay, how many interchanges are possible? There's only one way. Once you have chosen A and D, the only way to interchange will be put D in A's place, put A in D's place, right? So overall 10 ways. 10 plus 1 overall will be 11. 11 will be your correct answer in this case. Okay, the second part says the lab has decided to allow variations of the original sequence so that the input of the scanned sequence of 5 fingers are allowed to vary from original sequence by 1 place for any of the fingers. So any number of fingers can be interchanged by can be out of place, but they can be out of place only by 1. Thus, for example, if TIMRL is the original scan, then ITRML is also allowed. For example, T and I have interchanged their place. T has gone to second place, I has gone to first. But the movement is only one place. Similarly, R and M, the movement is only one place. Okay, L stays at the same place. But LIMRT is not allowed because L has gone from last to the first place. So that is not allowed. How many different sequences are allowed for any given person's original scan? Now, we need to be a little careful when you're answering this question. Okay. See, you can move only by one spot, which means you will exchange with your neighbor. Okay. You can exchange only with your neighbor. You cannot have, suppose your original position was A, B, C, D, E. You cannot have B, C and A moving to this place. So while B and C have moved by only one spot, A has moved by two spot. So at most you can interchange only with your neighbors. You can go only to your neighbor spot and the neighbor can take your spot, right? You cannot move by more than one position. Okay. So let's see how many are possible. Okay. So there are 5 scans. So let's see. Okay. So one scenario will be where you enter the original number as it is. So if you had A, B, C, D, E, you enter as A, B, C, D, E. So that is one way. The second scenario can be only one set of numbers interchange their positions and they are neighbors to each other. Okay. So suppose A, B, C, D, E was the original. A, B, C, D, E was the original one. I can move A and B. I can move B and C, I can move C and D, or I can move D and E. I can interchange their positions. Everything else remains the same. So that will be 4 additional one, A, B, B, C, C, D and D, E. Can we do something else? Okay, we can also do 2 pairs of movement. For example, as given in this, I and T have interchanged, M and R have interchanged. So A and B can interchange and C and D can interchange. That is one way. Next one will be A and B interchange and D and E interchange. That's another way. What else is possible? I can have B and C interchanging and D and E interchanging. That is a third way. Okay. What if I have C and D interchanging? The only way will be A and B interchanging, which is already counted. If I have D and E interchanging, I will have only A and B or B and C, which is already counted in the previous ones. So overall, 5 plus 3, 8 different scans can be allowed. 8 different scans can be allowed. Okay. So if you could just count, that should be more than enough. You don't need to use lot of specific formulas for this. Okay, now the remaining 2 questions are variations to this. Okay, they are the same questions, but the scan sequence has been changed. Okay, let's see what the scan sequence has been changed. The lab has now decided to require 6 scans. So instead of 5 scans, 6 scans in the passkey sequence, where exactly one finger is scanned twice and the other fingers are scanned exactly once, which can be done in any order. For example, one possible sequence is TIMRTL, which is thumb, index, middle thumb, ring and little finger. Okay. So instead of having 5 fingers to be scanned, you will scan one finger twice, other fingers will be scanned once, but the order in which you enter the first time can be any possible way. Okay. Now the 2 questions here are the same questions as the previous 2, but they are for 6 fingers instead of 5 fingers. Okay, so let's see what the answer changes. Suppose a lab allows a variation of original sequence of 6 inputs where at most 2 scans out of 6 are out of place, as long as the finger originally scanned twice is scanned twice and the other finger scanned once. How many different sequences are allowed for any given person's original scan? Okay, so same as this, you can at most move 2 fingers, you can interchange the positions of 2 fingers at most. How many ways is it possible to still enter the lab? Okay, suppose your original scan was A, B, C, D, E, and A, just for convenience. Okay, one case will be everything is in the correct order, so that is one way. Okay, right, everything is in correct order. There is no way possible for exactly one finger to be messed up. For two fingers to interchange their positions, okay, ideally this should have been 6C2, which is 15. But there is one catch here. Okay, this is one. Okay, there's a catch here. Now, if you interchange A and A, okay, they are the same finger scanned twice. So this is not exactly an interchange. Okay, this is not exactly an interchange. It's the same number here, and there is only one way in which you can choose both the fingers which were you can choose the fingers which were scanned twice. There is only one way. So if you have two thumbs, choose only two thumbs. So if you choose both the fingers which were if you choose the finger which was scanned twice to interchange, that is technically not an interchange. That's the same as the previous case. So it will not be 15 cases, it will be 14 cases. So overall 1 plus 14, 15 will be your correct answer. So the no exchange part will be 1. One exchange part will be 15 minus 1, which is 14. Total will be 1 plus 14, 15. I'll repeat why this is not 15 but 14. Ideally it should have been 6C2 if there were 6 different objects, but they are not 6 different objects. One object repeats itself. So the case where you choose the same repeated object, it is not exactly an interchange. Okay, so you will discount that case and when you're counting. Okay, and the last one, suppose the lab allows a variation of the original scan of sequence so that the input is in the form of a scanned sequence of 6 fingers is allowed to vary from the original sequence by one place for any of the fingers, as long as the finger originally scanned twice and the other fingers scanned once. How many different sequences of scan are allowed if the original sequence is LR, L, T, I, M? So your original sequence is given LR, L, T, I, M. Okay, so your answer is going to be very similar to this. Let's see what happens, how we went this. One scenario will be where everything is entered as per the original one, so no interchanges. Okay, the second scenario will be exactly one pair is interchanged, so that will be LR, RL, I, L, LT, TI or IM. So there will be 5 cases when exactly one of them is interchanged. When two pairs are being interchanged, you can have LR plus LT, you can have LR plus LI, you can have LR plus LM. Sorry, LR plus, sorry, I messed up. LR plus LT, LR plus TI, or LR plus IM. Similarly, you can have RL plus TI, RL plus IM, and another one will be LT plus IM. So these are 6 cases when exactly 2 pairs are being interchanged. Now, because there are 6 fingers, you can also have 3 pairs being interchanged. That will be when LR is interchanged, LT is interchanged, IM is interchanged. So you'll have one more case which is there. So overall 6 plus 1 7, 7 plus 5 12, 12 plus 1 13 different scans are possible. Okay, so if you know how to solve the first 2, the remaining 2 can also be solved. Only variation was you had an additional finger being added. Okay, so the 2 additional questions were slightly tricky. The first 2 were just counting questions. A lot of students miss out on good B schools because they simply don't apply and they are ignorant. They don't do any research beyond the IIMs and they are more worried about their profile and academics, etc., rather than actually getting into a good B schools and making a career in the management field. If you would like personalized B school assistance, all you need to do is fill up the Google document. Link is available in the description of this video and we'll send you individual B school recommendations which fit your profile and your career aspirations. That the table below shows the comparative costs in US dollars of major surgery in US and select Asian countries. So to quickly go through it, a heart bypass will cost you $13,000 in US, 10,000 in India, 11,000 in Thailand, 18,500 in Singapore, 9,000 in Malaysia. Right? This is all in US dollars. Right? Then it says the equivalent of US dollars in local currency is given in table 2. So local currencies are here. Obviously, India is now the Indian rupee is much crappier than in 2006, 2007 when this question was probably made. So India's rupees is 40.9, Malaysia is 3.51, Thailand is Baht, Singapore is Singapore dollars 1.53 over there. So if you have to convert a US dollar to Indian rupees, you have to multiply by 40.98. If you have to if you have to check the Malaysian price, you have to multiply by ringgits, 3.51 ringgits, right, and so on. Okay, then you have some additional information. It says a consulting firm that found that the quality of health services were not the same in all countries. A poor quality of a surgery may have significant repercussions in the future, resulting in more cost in correcting mistakes. The cost of poor surgery is given in the table below. So if you do a surgery in US, the total cost will be 13,000 plus a heart bypass will be 13,000 and zero, no additional cost. However, if you do it in India, it will be $10,000 plus another $3,000. This is in $1,000. In Thailand, it will be 11 plus 3, 14. So you might actually end up doing it in US. If you are an American citizen, you can probably do it in US itself. It will be cheaper rather than, even though the tag price might look smaller, after taking into consideration this poor quality, it might actually be worthwhile to do it in US itself. May not be the same for all the other surgeries, etc. But for this, it probably makes sense for a heart bypass. Okay, then you have questions which are basically on an individual case by case basis. Like a US citizen gets hurt, taking cost of a poor quality, approximately what is the difference if you were to get there, rupee value increases. So all of them are case to case basis. So let's do it one by one. I will rewrite the table so as to get some more space as well. Right, so we know the first table is basically on the actual cost. The second table is basically the comparative cost for surgeries. This is the additional work which has to be done. And the last one is the US dollar equivalent for currencies, local currencies. Okay, let's go to the questions and see. Okay, a US citizen is hurt in an accident and requires an angioplasty, hip replacement and a knee replacement. I think quite a few of his body parts are gone. Okay, the cost of foreign travel and stay is not a consideration since the government will take care of it. How nice. Okay, which country will result in the cheapest package taking into cost of poor quality into account? Okay, so a US citizen has an option of traveling to any of these countries and getting it checked. So even accounting for the cost of recuperation, which one will be the cheapest? Now, we will not use the calculator, even though we are doing it on an Excel sheet, we will not be using the calculator, but we can definitely mark which are the ones which needs to be done. Angioplasty, then you need hip replacement and knee replacement. You can do the same here also. Angioplasty, hip replacement, knee replacement. Let me just mark it so that you know which of them is. Yes. Now it should not be very difficult to check. India's cost will be 11 plus 9, 20, 20 plus 8.5, 28.5, 28.5 plus 12 will be 40.5, 40.5 plus 9 will be 49.5. India is 49,500. Okay, let's check Thailand. Thailand is 25 plus 10, 35, 35 plus 10, 45, 45 plus 6 is 51,000. So Thailand is out. Let's try Malaysia. Malaysia is 21 plus 8, 29, 29 plus 29 plus 4, 33, 33 plus 14, 33 plus 14 is 47,000. So this is better than India. Okay, let's check Singapore. Singapore is 25 plus 13. 25 plus 13 is 38. 38 plus 11, 49. 49 plus 4 is 49 plus 4 is 53. Okay. And USA knee replacement itself is 40 and this is 43. USA is not there. So Malaysia, option 3 will be your correct choice. Malaysia is your best, is the cheapest one among these. Okay, question number 2 says taking the cost of poor quality into account, which country or countries will have the most expensive? We need the most expensive now for knee replacement, and USA is not there. So among the remaining one, which is the most expensive? You need a knee replacement basically. So let me just mark this knee replacement. Okay, so India has 8,500 plus 9, that's 17,500. Thailand has 10 and 6, 16,000, that's higher. That's lower, I need higher values. Singapore is 13 plus 4, 17, still higher. Malaysia is 8 plus 4, 12. India is still higher. So India is the highest. Option 1 will be your correct choice. Question number 3. Approximately what is the difference in amounts in bahats will it make to a Thai citizen if she were to get a hysterectomy done in India instead of her native country, taking into account the cost of poor quality? It costs 7,000 bahats one way for travel between Thailand and India. So you have to calculate in bahats, right? So she's checking the difference of a hysterectomy. Let's look at hysterectomy. Okay, to be done whether in Thailand or in India, right? Given that there is a 7,500 baht one-way travel. Okay, now if she does it in India, let's look at the cost she saves. The basic cost, she's saving 1,500. 4,500 minus 3,000. Because in India she's saving 1,500, and because of the rework or the additional work which has to be done or post work care, she is going to save another 1,000. 6,000 minus 5,000, 1,000 rupees. So because of India, she is going to save 1,500 plus 1,000. So she is going to save 2,500 US dollars. Now 2,500 US dollars, Thai is about 33. So 2,500 into 33. We cannot use a calculator, so let's try to do it mentally. 2,500 into 3, 7,500 into 30 will be 75,000 plus 7,500, 2,500 into 3. So it will be 82,500 will be the cost. This is the amount she will save because she came to India. But she has to spend the money. She has to spend money. How much she has to spend? She has to spend 7,500 one way. Right? These guys are pretty nasty. You need a two-way trip, right? So if you just subtract 7,500, you will get only 75,000, which is not the case. You have to subtract 7,500 twice, right? 15,000 has to be subtracted. 82,500 minus 15,000 will be 67,500. Option 4 will be your correct choice, not option 5. You have to return also. It's a one-way trip. You need a two-way trip. You have to go back to Thailand. Okay, question number 4. The rupee value increases 35 to $1. All other things, including quality, remain the same. What is the difference in cost in US dollar between Singapore and India for a spinal fusion, taking this change into account? Right? So if you look at it, the quality is the same for spinal fusion. So there will be no quality costs, and quality costs are born in your home country, right? So dollars will not make any change, right? But the regular costs will change for spinal fusion, India and Singapore, right? Singapore costs $9,000. Singapore costs $9,000, right? What will the cost be in India? India, the current cost is 5,500 times 41. India's current rate is about 40.9, so 41. But this will be in Indian rupees. But now Indian rupee has become stronger. So when you convert it to dollars, this will be the new price, 5500 into 41 divided by 35. That will be the price. Right. So approximately, let's try to calculate approximately because the values are pretty wide. Okay. So 42 by 35 is 6 by 5. So you can do 6 by 5. You can do 6 by 5. 6 by 5 of 5,500. 5,500 divided by 5 is 1100. 1100 into 6 is 6,600. So roughly 2,500 is going to be the difference. Option 2 will be your correct choice. Option 2 will be your correct choice. This is not a very difficult question. The size of the data probably made it difficult for you, but once you calm down and look at each of the questions individually, a moderate level sort of a question. We did it in the spirit of CAT 2007, where you had no calculator which was available to you. So we did not use a calculator, and even without a calculator, the calculations are not very difficult to do. If you get stuck anywhere with respect to preparing for LRDI, there are some free resources which are available on our YouTube channel. We have a playlist on how to prepare for LRDI. It includes which are the topics which you need to focus on, how much do you need to spend on each area. Also, we tell you how to go about picking sets in the examination, right? So if you are not able to pick even a single set, this is a good framework to start with and build on for your CAT LRDI preparation. If you want any further assistance in terms of speaking with us, getting personal guidance, doing more practice, following a more structured path to LRDI preparation, please do look at our Ultimate LRDI course. Princess, Queen, Rani and Samragini are 4 finalists in a dance competitions. Asman, Badal, Gagan and Diu are 4 music composers who individually assigned items to the dancers. Each dancer has to individually perform in 2 dance items assigned by different composers. Okay. The first items performed by the 4 are all assigned by different music composers. No dancer performed his second item before the performance by the first item of any other dancer. The dancers perform their second items in the same sequence as the performance of their first items. Okay. So there are basically 8 performances. Each of them performs twice, right? You'll have first 4 people, right, in any order, we don't know. And whatever is the order, it will be repeated here, but with a different composer, right? And we also know for the first 4 songs, all the 4 composers composed 1 song each, right? We don't know whether each composer composed 2 songs or each composer composed, some composers composed 3 songs or something like that. But we know for sure that in the first 4, each of them composed 1 song each, right? And whatever is the order of the dancer in the first 4 will be the order in the next 4 also. So for example, if Queen is the first one to perform, Queen will be the 5th one to perform. If Rani is the 4th one to perform, Rani will be the 8th one to perform. So same order will go on. Okay, and then you have some information over here, and the questions are which of the following is true, which of the following is false, who is the 6th one, which pair of performances was by the same composer. Okay, so let's just draw a table like this. Okay, let's fill in the data which is available to us. Okay, third statement says the first performance was by Princess and the item was assigned by Badal. So this is Princess, this is Badal. Okay, you know, after the first 4 it will repeat. So 5th will also be Princess, right? This should not be Badal, right? They are different by this. Last was by Rani and the item was performed by Gagan. Okay, so which means 4th will also be Rani. Right, so Queen will be 2-6 or 3-7. Similarly, Samragini will also be 2-6 or 3-7. That is known for sure. So this is done. This is done. Okay. First one says no composer who assigned item to princess assigned an item to queen. So Badal cannot give to queen. Badal cannot give to queen. No composer who assigned an item to Rani assigned an item to Samragini. So Gagan cannot give to Samragini. Okay, we'll figure that out. The items assigned by Ashman were performed consecutively, and the number of performance between the items assigned by each of the remaining composers was the same. Right? Okay. So Ashman's performances were consecutive. Now you cannot have 2, 3 because in the first 4 all of them have to be different composers. Similarly, it cannot be 3, 4 because it has to be different composers. It can be 4, 5, but it cannot be 5, 6 because then in the first 4 there will be one repeat. There will be somebody who would have repeated. If Ashman's performances are 5 and 6, which means in 1, 2, 3 and 4, in these 4 items only 3 composers composed. Right, which means somebody repeated. That is not possible because the first 4 have all got to be different. So the Ashman's performances have to be 4 and 5. Right, and we also know that the number of performances between items assigned by each of the remaining composers was the same. Right, so which means between the 2 compositions of Badal, whatever is the difference, the same will be the difference between the two compositions of Gagan, same between 2 compositions of Diu. Now when is this possible? If Badal's next item is at 2, you cannot have 1, 2 because then other one will be 3, 4. That is not possible because 4 is already taken. If Badal is at 1, 3, then the person on 2 will not have any composition. That is also out. So Badal has to be 1, 6. Which means Gagan will be 3 and 7. Which means Diu will be the remaining 2. Now we can assign the remaining 2 parts. No composer who assigned to princess was assigned to queen. Now princess is with Badal. So Badal cannot give it to queen. So this cannot be queen. So 7 has to be queen. Which means 3 also has to be queen. Which means 6 has to be Samragini. 2 also has to be Samragini. You can figure that out. No composer assigned to Rani. Rani was Gagan. Cannot be assigned to Samragini. That is also done. Right? So this basically arranges everything. I can now solve each of the questions. Which of the following is true? The third performance was composed by Diu. This is false. Second was composed by Diu. This is true. Second one, which of the following is false? False. Samragini did not perform any item composed by Ashman. Samragini, this is actually true. I want a false item. Queen did not perform in any item by Gagan. This is false. Queen has actually performed. Right, this is false. You can verify the other 2. Rani did not perform anything in Badal. This is true. And princess did not perform by Diu. This is also true. I want the false statement, so true. Okay, question number 3. The sixth performance was Samragini Badal, option 4. And fourth, which pair of performances were composed by the same composer? 1, 6, 2, 7, 3, 8 and 4, 5. 1, 6, option 1 will be your correct choice. Right, pretty straightforward question on arrangements. Should definitely have attempted in the actual examination. That completes this one. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on the notifications button so that you are notified when we are releasing our next set of videos. Please do like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn. If you want to connect with us, you can connect with us through WhatsApp and Telegram as well. All the relevant links are available in the description of this particular video. So this set says, at a family picnic, 9 members of a family, Preeti, Kadir, Smita, Tabassum, Utsav, Vimal, Vasim, Yogita and Zeenat. Okay, so there is no R. PQ, there is no R, STUVW, there is no X, Y and Z turned up. Among these 9, Kadir, Utsav, Vimal and Wasim. So these are already given as males, so the remaining will be females, right? Okay, and it says each of them is wearing a t-shirt bearing one of the numbers 9 to 14. So there are 6 possible numbers. Okay, where they can choose from, right? It was observed that 2 members are wearing the t-shirt bearing the same number only if they were married to each other. Only if they are married to each other, they will be wearing the same number t-shirt. So suppose Yogita and Kadir are say married to each other. They'll be wearing the same number t-shirt. If say Smita and Kadir are married to each other, they'll be wearing the same number t-shirt, right? If say Utsav and Tabassum are married to each other, then they'll be wearing the same number t-shirt. Okay. And it is also given that t-shirt of each number from 9 to 14 was worn by at least one of these 9 family members. So all these 6 t-shirts are taken up by either one person or 2 people, right? In fact, the last statement says all the marriages are monogamous. So a person cannot be married to 2 different ones. So one female cannot be married to 2 males, or one male cannot be married to 2 females, etc. So, and it's a heterosexual marriage. So each couple is basically a male and a female, right? And only one male and only one female, right? So that is done. So we know that all the 6 t-shirts are taken up by one or more people, right? So that takes care of 6 people. What about the remaining 3 people, right? The remaining 3 people will have to use one of the t-shirts. So suppose say 9, 10 and 11 are used. So you know that there are 3 married couples and the remaining 3 will be unmarried. 3 into 2 is 6 and other 3 will be 3. So 6 plus 3, 9 people are fixed, right? So we need to figure out the family tree, right? You have information about Utsav's father, there are 2 married couples and we'll have to figure that out, how many married couples are there. So father-in-law, mother-in-law, etc. We'll come back to this statement. It does not mean there are only 3 there are only 2 married couples. We'll see that there are 3 married couples actually, right? And we have to figure out who is wearing which t-shirt, daughter, etc. And even the questions basically talk about number on the t-shirt, who is married to whom. All those things are basically your family tree and your number. Okay, now the first doubt which came because we were cursorily reading was, are there 2 married couples or 3 married couples? The third statement says that exactly 2 married couples had children. One of these 2 had exactly 1 child, while the other had 4 children. That doesn't mean that there are only 2 married couples, right? We have figured out that there have to be 3 married couples, otherwise the t-shirts will not be worn. It will either contravene statement 8, or it will not take care of this condition that each of the t-shirts has to be used up, right? So we know there are 2 married couples with kids. Let me just write it down here. There are 2 married couples with kids. One of them has 1 child, one of them has 4 children. Right? There might be an overlap here, and there might be another married couple. Right? So there can be 3 married couple, but we have information about only 2 of them. Right? So even though this says that exactly 2 married couples, it is not talking about the overall number. It is talking about 2 from those 3 numbers. So don't get put off by the statement. So let's browse through the statements and see where we can start. Exactly 3 members wore t-shirt bearing number greater than the number on t-shirt worn by Utsav's father. Utsav wasn't one of those. Okay, so Utsav's father, if he wears t-shirt number 9, right, his wife will also wear t-shirt number 9, right? There are no widows or widowers, right? Okay, no single parents also, right? So we know that if Utsav's father wears t-shirt number 9, his wife will also wear t-shirt number 9, and there are 7 people who will be wearing more than that. So at best, Utsav's father can wear t-shirt number 11 or t-shirt number 12, depending on how many people are wearing 13 and 14. For example, if there are 3 people here in 13 and 14, then Utsav's father will wear t-shirt number 12. Similarly, if each of them is single, 12, 13, 14 are single, then Utsav's father will be wearing t-shirt number 11. Okay, so that is one part. Okay, but we still don't know what exactly. So we'll come back to that later. We also know Utsav isn't one of them. So Utsav we know definitely cannot wear t-shirt number 12, 13 or 14. Utsav cannot wear t-shirt number 12, 13 or 14. So because if Utsav's fathers wear 12, 13, 14 will be the number higher. If Utsav's father wears 11, 12, 13, 14 will be out of range for him. So Utsav cannot wear 12, 13 or 14 definitely for sure. So this cannot be Utsav. This cannot be Utsav. This cannot be Utsav. Okay, we'll come back to this later. The number on Smita's t-shirt was one more than that on her brother's t-shirt. So Smita has a brother and it is one more than Smita's brother's t-shirt. Okay. Wasim wore a t-shirt which had a number higher than that on the t-shirt worn by his father. Okay. That doesn't mean exactly higher. It might be a scenario where it is exactly higher, but that doesn't mean that it's exactly higher. So between these two statements, don't get confused. Smita, if Smita is wearing 10, her brother has to wear 9. If Smita is wearing 14, her brother has to wear 13. Right? If Smita is wearing 12, brother has to wear 11. Right? But with Wasim, that's not the case. With Wasim and Wasim's father. If Wasim's father is wearing 10, Wasim can wear 11, or he can wear 12, 13 or 14. Only thing is the number is more than Wasim's father. Okay, so be a little careful about this. Okay, third statement, we have already seen this. Let's come back to this later. Fourth statement. The father-in-law of Kadir and the mother-in-law of Yogita both wore t-shirts number 10. Now, father-in-law is a male, mother-in-law is a female. Father-in-law is a male, mother-in-law is a female. So 10, there are 2 people. In 10, there are 2 people, right? Who are these? Father-in-law of Kadir. How will Kadir, who's a male, Kadir is a male, right? How will Kadir get a father-in-law? If you're a male, you can get a father-in-law through your wife's, can be your wife's, will be your wife's father. That will be a father-in-law, right? And mother-in-law of Yogita, right? If you're a female, how will you get a mother-in-law? Your husband's mother, right? So they are the married couple. So there is a married couple which is wearing 10, t-shirt number 10. They have at least 2 kids. They have at least 2 kids. One of them is married, one of them is a female married to Kadir, who's a male. Another one is a male who's married to Yogita, who's a female. Right? Another one is married to Yogita, who's a female. Okay. Now we also know from the previous statement, when it comes to couples, one couple has 4 kids, other couple has 1 kid. Right? So because these have already got 2 kids, they will have 2 additional kids. Right? So let me just clear this out. Okay, so let's see how many people have been accounted for. I know there are 2 people. There's a married couple here. There'll be a male and a female. There'll be a male and a female here. Right? So 2 people here. Kadir and his wife, so 2 more, 4. Yogita and her husband, 2 more, 6. There are 2 more kids, so 8. There has to be 1 more person. Where can that person be? That person, according to the third statement, has to be the child of one of these 2 married couples. Right? So it can be either Kadir and his wife's kid, or it can be Yogita and her husband's kid. Right? So 4th is now taken care of. We know roughly the family tree. One of them has a kid. Kadir is not Utsav's father. Okay, so Utsav can either be this male, who's a part of like 4 siblings, right? Utsav can be one of these 2, or Utsav has a father, so we cannot have Utsav here. Whatever happens, Utsav cannot come here. Utsav can be this Yogita and her husband's child, or it can be Yogita's husband, or it can be one of the siblings over here, right? Okay, that doesn't mean that Kadir, that does not exclude the possibility that Kadir has a kid, right? It's just that that kid's name cannot be Utsav. Okay. Sixth statement says Zeenat has at least one daughter and none of her daughters is wearing the t-shirt number 9. Zeenat has at least one daughter. Okay. And none of them is wearing a t-shirt number 9. Okay. Now it cannot be Yogita and her husband's. It cannot be Yogita and her husband's child. That daughter cannot be Yogita or husband's child because that daughter's mother is Zeenat. If Yogita and her daughter's mother is this person X, suppose this is the person X, right? Then X will be the child of Yogita. Yogita will be the mother of X, but that is not possible. So this is out. So you can have Zeenat married to Kadir and then they having one kid who's not wearing t-shirt number 9. That is possible. Okay, we'll come back to this later. Okay, so we have done till 6 now. 7 says exactly one person was wearing t-shirt number 14. It was not Tabassum. So there is only one person here and it's not Tabassum. So Tabassum also does not come here. Okay. Fine. Let's try to go back again and see. Okay, first statement says exactly 3 members wore a t-shirt number greater than the number on t-shirt worn by Utsav's father. Right. Now we know Utsav can either be one of these 3, right? Or Utsav can be the kid here. Utsav cannot be in the top part. Right. Now if Utsav is one of these 3. Right. Utsav is one of these 3. Right, then Utsav's father will be wearing t-shirt number 10. Right, now if you're wearing t-shirt number 10, right, you'll have at least 4 people wearing t-shirts higher than you. Right, at least 4 people wearing t-shirts higher than you, which means Utsav cannot be any of these 3. Utsav has to be the kid of Yogita. Right, Utsav cannot be the kid of Kadir, so Utsav has to be the kid of Yogita. And because Utsav is the kid of Yogita, right, Utsav is the kid of Yogita, basically you will have Kadir having no kid at all. Right, Kadir having no kid at all. So this is a nice breakthrough. Let's continue with this. Now the second statement says we have Smita and her brother, but the second part of the statement says Wasim. Right, Wasim wore a t-shirt which had a number higher than the t-shirt worn by his father. Now Utsav cannot be the father of Wasim because there's nobody here. Similarly, the person who's wearing t-shirt number 10 Wasim cannot be the person wearing t-shirt number 10 also, because then there'll be no father for this person, right? Which is mentioned here. So the only way Wasim can be here will be if Wasim is married to Yogita, right? Wasim is married to Yogita. Now, because Wasim is married to Yogita, Kadir is married to someone else. There is a male here and Utsav is here. The 4th male can be found out. Kadir is placed, Wasim is placed, Utsav is placed. So Vimal will be the head of the family, so to speak. Right? Vimal will be the head of the family. So Vimal is also placed. So Vimal wears t-shirt number 10. He has a wife who is also wearing t-shirt number 10. Wasim has to wear a t-shirt higher than that. Okay, now we have used 3rd statement already. 5th is already taken care of. Okay, let's look at 6. 6 says Zeenat had at least one daughter and none of her daughters are wearing t-shirt number 9. Zeenat has one daughter. Okay, now who can have daughters? Kadir's wife cannot have daughters because we have already placed all the 9 people. Yogita cannot have a kid. These 2 people there are no single parents in this, so these 2 also cannot have kids. So the only one who can have daughter is Vimal's wife, so that has to be Zeenat. So Vimal is married to Zeenat, right? And they have at least one daughter, but none of the daughters are wearing t-shirt number 9. So Kadir and his wife cannot wear t-shirt number 9. Wasim and his wife cannot wear t-shirt number 9. These two people also cannot wear t-shirt number 9. Why? Because these two have to be daughters. We have already placed the males. So rest are all females only. So we have already placed Zeenat. We have already placed Yogita. Preeti, Smita, Tabassum will come in these 3 spots. So these also have to be females. And none of them will wear t-shirt number 9. So the t-shirt number 9 has to go to Utsav. Utsav wears t-shirt number 9. Now, because Utsav is single, only one person is wearing t-shirt number 9. Now, let's go back to the first statement again. Right? Exactly 3 members wore t-shirts bearing the number greater than the number on the t-shirt worn by Utsav's father. Utsav's father is Wasim, right? Right. So Wasim can wear, we know, either t-shirt number 11 or t-shirt number 12. We have already discussed this. Right. Now, if Wasim was to wear t-shirt number 11, Wasim's wife Yogita will also wear t-shirt number 11. There are 2 people wearing t-shirt number 10. 9 is worn by Utsav, which means 5 people have been taken care of out of the 9 members in the family. 5 members have been taken care of. 2, and 1 have been taken care of, which means there will be 4 people above him. There will be 4 people above him, which is not possible. Which is not possible because it will contradict this statement. Which means Wasim and Yogita cannot wear t-shirt number 11. They have to wear t-shirt number 12. Now, we know there is only one person who wears t-shirt number 14. Right? So, t-shirt number 13 has to be worn by 2 people. 2 people is possible only if they are a couple. Who is the couple left? Kadir and his wife. Right? So, we know Kadir and his wife wear t-shirt number 13. Wasim and Yogita wear t-shirt number 12. One person wear t-shirt number 11 and one person wears t-shirt number 14. Let's place them. Okay, now what is left out of statement 2? Statement 2 says the number on Smita's t-shirt was one more than that on her brother's t-shirt. Number on Smita's t-shirt is one more than her brother's t-shirt. Now, who can be a brother here? Kadir cannot be a brother because Kadir is actually married into the family. Right? Wasim will be the brother of all 3 females. Wasim will be the brother of all 3 females. Right? So, which means Wasim's sister is Smita. And as we discussed earlier, whatever is Wasim's t-shirt number, Smita's t-shirt number will be one more than Wasim's number. Now, Wasim's number is 12. So, Smita's t-shirt will be 13, which means Smita is married to Kadir. Right? So, Smita is married to Kadir. Right? So, the remaining 2 are Preeti and Tabassum. We know Tabassum is not wearing 14. Tabassum is not wearing 14. So, Tabassum will be wearing 11. Tabassum is wearing 11. And Preeti will be wearing 14. Right, so I've placed everyone. I have basically know everyone's t-shirt number. Nothing much to do. Let's go and answer the questions. Okay, first one says, what is the number on Utsav's shirt? Utsav's shirt number is 9. Question 2, how many people are wearing a t-shirt numbered more than Kadir's t-shirt? Now, Kadir is wearing 13. Only one person, Preeti, is wearing a t-shirt higher than that. So, 1. Who among the following is wearing t-shirt numbered 11? 11 is worn by Tabassum. Right? But you have to find it in terms of relation. Brother of Smita's. Tabassum is actually a female. That's out. Father of Preeti is also going to be out. Sister-in-law of Tabassum. This is actually Tabassum herself. So, this is out. So, option D will be your correct choice. And the last one, which of the following persons are married to each other? Vimal Tabassum. Vimal is married to Zeenat, so out. Wasim Preeti. No, Wasim is married to Yogita. Option C will be your correct choice. It's a brilliant question. You need to be patient. Usually you have in family trees, you have, genders given, or genders have to be found out, and then you have to place the people. Here you have the numbers of kids already given. Here you have the genders already given. It's based on the number of the t-shirt, a third variable, which you have to actually figure out the relationships, etc. It's a moderate to difficult level question, right? Bordering on difficult. A lot of students miss out on good B schools because they simply don't apply and they are ignorant. They don't do any research beyond the IIMs and they are more worried about their profile and academics, etc., rather than actually getting into a good B schools and making a career in the management field. If you would like personalized B school assistance, all you need to do is fill up the Google document. Link is available in the description of this video, and we'll send you individual B school recommendations which fit your profile and your career aspirations. To compare the rainfall data, Indian Meteorological Department calculated the long-term average rainfall during a period June to August for each of the 16 states. The figure given below shows the actual rainfall. This is not the long-term average, this is the actual rainfall measured in millimeter during June to August 2019. The percentage deviations from LPA of the respective states in 2018. So to give you an example, Manipur had 400 mm of rainfall, which is 60% lesser than the long-term average. So in 2019, Manipur had 400 mm of rainfall, which is down 60%, right? Which means the actual long-term average is about 1000 mm, right? 60% down, it reaches 4000. So similarly, you can read for all the others as well, right? And each of the question is, if this is the case, what is the average? This is the case. So each of them is a case by case basis. Let's go to the questions one by one because we cannot do much with this data. Let's go to the questions individually and solve them off one by one. Question number 1. If a heavy monsoon state is defined as a state with actual rainfall of 900 mm or more. 900 or more. So there is nobody at 900. So somewhere here. 900 or more. Right? Then what percentage of heavy monsoon states have negative deviation? Negative deviations are one below this zero line. Right? One below the zero line. So how many states are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So denominator is 7. Numerator will be less than, has a drop in rainfall. Anything above this line is increase in rainfall. 1, 2, 3, 4 have increase. So 3 have decrease. 3 out of 7 is 42%. Option 2. Second one says, if a low monsoon state is defined as a state with actual rainfall of 750 mm or less. 750 mm or less. There is 800 here. So 750 will be somewhere here. You're looking at 750 or less. Right? Then what is the median deviation from LPA of low monsoon states? Median deviation of low monsoon states. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 are there. Now median will be the middle one. So fifth from either top or bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the one. Assam is 10% down. Option 1. Question number 3. What is the average rainfall of states that have actual rainfall of 600 mm or less and have a negative deviation? So they should have a negative deviation, which is below this, and a rainfall of less than 600 mm. 600 mm or less. So even 600 is counted. So these values, right? So first of all, check how many are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 of them. Let's just take the first digit. That's a significant one. 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 plus 4 and 4. 12 plus 8 is 20. 20 plus 3 is 23. 23 by 6 is 4.6 into 100. 460. Option 3 will be your correct choice. And the last one says the LPA of a state is defined as the average rainfall in the preceding 10 years. For example, LPA in 2018 is the average of 2009 to 2018. Now LPA in 2019 is the average rainfall from 2010 to 2019. It is observed that the actual rainfall in 2019 is 20% more than the rainfall in 2009. What is the LPA of Gujarat in 2019? Now you have LPA till 2018, right? Okay. And we know Gujarat is, what is the Gujarat's value? Gujarat is currently at 600. This is the actual for 2019. Now this value is 25% more than the LPA. So LPA from 2009 to 18 is 25% more than this value is 600, which means LPA is 480, which means the total value will be 4800. Now we also know that LPA, the actual value in 2019 is 20% more than 2009. This value is 20% more than 2009. So this should be 500, right? So we know the total from 9 to 18. I can remove 9, right? So I can get from 2010 to 2018, the total will be 4800 minus 500, that will be 4300. Now you need to add back this 600 because that will be 2019 value. That will give you 4900. So 2010 to 2019, the total rainfall is 4900. Average or LPA will be 490. Option 1. Okay, so the last one was the only one where you required some calculation. Everything else is very, very straightforward. You just have to get over the size of the data which is given to you. Once you get over the size of data, the questions are extremely straightforward. This is a question which you should not miss in an actual exam situation. You can probably take about 7, max 8 minutes to solve, and that too 2 or 3 minutes in the last question. Other than that, this is a 5 to 6 minute question in an exam situation. That completes this one. That completes this session on must-do sets for CAT LRDI preparation. Please do let us know in the comments below how you liked this. Please do share this with your friends who are preparing for CAT and other MBA entrance examinations. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn, or you can connect with us on WhatsApp and Telegram groups. The links are all available in the description of this particular video. If you're facing any problem with CAT LRDI sets, you can look at our YouTube channel playlist on how to prepare for CAT LRDI. If you want any specialized, personalized attention on LRDI preparation in the most structured manner, you can also look at our Ultimate LRDI course. This is the most comprehensive course which is available in the market. Till we meet again the next time, goodbye and all the best.